Dust. It affects everything. It affects everyone. I don't like dust. It's dark, dirty, and it gets everywhere. This Lego Volkswagen is covered in dust. This Mega Construx Warthog is also covered in dust. But it's not just toys and collector's items that gather dust. Everyday items such as hats and sunglasses can also capture dust. Even people with a computer setup know how irritating dust can be because you constantly have to try and remove it. If you're anything like us and you collect certain things such as Lego sets, or you're something like a PC gamer, then you understand what I'm talking about here. And I wanted to find a solution. What is up, everybody? My name is Phoenix and welcome back to another Brickstuds video. Now today we are going to be talking about everybody's worst enemy, dust. I don't know a single person that likes dust, okay? I really don't know anybody that likes dust or says, wow, I am so glad that my desk is completely covered in dust and all of my collectible action figures are also covered in dust. Okay, nobody likes dust. Dust is a problem. Now, we all know that there are multiple solutions to a dust problem, such as a microfiber cloth, a feather duster, a good old reliable can of air, or even a vacuum. And all of these items are very commonly used, great choices to solve a dust problem. However, each one of these items has a drawback, or it cannot be used in very specific circumstances. For instance, a vacuum is a pretty great choice, however, you do run the risk of accidentally sucking up small pieces in a Lego set. A feather duster is also pretty great, but depending on the size of the feather duster, it might not work exactly as well as using something like a microfiber cloth. Also, a feather duster nor a vacuum can be used near any form of electronics, so if you need something to clean your computer, well, you can't use either of those options. As I mentioned earlier, you also do have the option of canned air, but canned air is not really reusable. It doesn't go very far if you have a lot of items that you want to dust off, and it gets pretty expensive over time. So with all of these drawbacks in mind, I wanted to come up with a solution. Something that's about as strong as a can of air, but is completely reusable, possibly even rechargeable. Something that is completely safe to use around electronics, and something that won't necessarily break the bank. And then it hit me. Well, it didn't really hit me. I was just scrolling through YouTube Shorts and I came across this product that caught my eye, which kind of gave me the inspiration to do this video in the first place, but it's an electric air duster. Now, when I first began filming this video, this product was actually unavailable, so I didn't even actually know a price point for it, but halfway through filming this video, it became available again, and I realized it was $80, and I thought that was just a little bit ridiculous. Now, trying to find one of these on Amazon wasn't entirely difficult, however, trying to find one that wasn't just a rebranded product from another manufacturer was a whole different story. Now, my mission on Amazon was to find an electric air duster that had a pretty decent amount of reviews, with most of them being 4 stars or above, not being a completely rebranded product between 100 different companies, and finding something that wouldn't exactly break the bank. I want this to pay for itself within about a month or two, not exactly a year, so anything above $60 was pretty much out of the question. And all of this being said is a lot easier, well, being said than done. I did manage to stumble across 4 of them that were all within a really reasonable price, like this one for $32, this one for $39, this one for $49.99, or this corded one for $47. However, I eliminated the corded one from my choices because I didn't really want something that was stuck to a cable. I wanted something that would be just a little more portable. So I was left with 3 options. I ended up choosing the one for $32 because it was the cheapest of the group and it allowed me to justify this 19-in-1 cleaning kit for $13. So with both of those items in my cart and me really getting ready for bed because it was 12:30 in the morning, I placed the order. After a few days, I opened up my front door, and there it was, sitting on my porch. I grabbed it, brought it inside, took it downstairs, grabbed my favorite knife, and began to open it, revealing my brand new Corsair K70 Mark II keyboard in white and silver. Well, that completely caught you off guard, didn't it? Sorry for the little troll there. I was just super excited about receiving this keyboard because I ordered it a couple of days ago, and I finally got it in my possession. The electric air duster wasn't scheduled for the following day, along with some other peripherals that I also got in the mail. So that following day, after I installed all my peripherals and made my computer setup look all pretty, I got another notification, this time from Amazon. And now it is time for the moment you all have been waiting for. Alright, as you can see, I have both the packages in front of me. I am assuming this one is the 19-in-1 cleaning kit, and this one is the electric air duster. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this first because this is a bag. Alright, and here we go. So we have the electronic cleaning kit. Now this comes with a microfiber cloth, though I thought it said it came with 4 of these. Oh, it does. Okay, these are just very, very tightly put together. But yes, there are 4 microfiber cloths. And then there's just a bunch of different brushes in here. A set of tweezers. There's actually multiple sets of tweezers right here. The brushes just keep getting smaller. Oh my goodness, I just dropped one. But that is the 19-in-1 cleaning kit. Oh yeah, and it comes with a keycap puller. So if you have a keyboard, you can just pull the keycaps off. We're gonna move that aside. And now for the final box, which I'm gonna need a little help with this knife. And here we have it. The Kachow air duster. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what is inside. We have an instruction booklet, a USB-C charging cable, which is very nice that it's not a micro USB cable or anything like that. I really like USB-C. It's the industry standard these days. The air duster in itself, which actually has a foldable nozzle, which is a pretty cool touch, I'm not gonna lie. And the attachment that goes directly onto the nozzle like that.
It does not go on like that.
So I'm gonna go ahead and read the instructions real quick. Just make sure that there's no need to charge this. Is this ready to use out of the box? Okay, it does not say, so I'm just gonna go ahead and try and power it on. Hey, there we go. So it was ready to use right out of the box. Okay. So it is kind of loud, similar to a vacuum, but it works kind of the opposite of a vacuum. Instead of bringing in air, it blows out air, so it still has a little motor in the back. But the sound is not what we are worried about. We are worried about the quality and how well this item actually works. So let's get some dusty things and blow the dust out of them. Alrighty, so here you can see that I have a very dusty Lego Beetle that I showed earlier in the video. So let's see how well this works. That actually worked pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. So here we have the front. Let's see how it does with the front. You ready? So it seems to have got a lot of the very, very non-sticky dust, but some of the sticky stuff is still kind of stuck on there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the microfiber towel, or the cloth that I got, and we are going to just wipe off the excess and see just how much, oops, I just broke the bumper. We're gonna see just how much actually comes off with wiping. So it's about that much, which isn't too bad, but this is kind of a dustier Lego set, so there was just more sticky dust on it regularly, but a lot of the dust that was sitting on top of it, just not going anywhere, that was brushed off almost immediately. With this set, it did a pretty good job so far, but I still have more items to test, so let's go find some more dirty items. After using the air duster and the microfiber cloths to dust off pretty much everything that I could think of that was super dusty, and not wanting this video to be super duper long, I decided that it was time for the ultimate test. This is a Dell Inspiron 660. It's old, not bold, and it's possibly full of mold. It's very dusty, crusty, and something else that rhymes with crusty. And sorry for that noise that you heard while I was talking. It was the autofocus on the camera. I was having trouble keeping the shot in focus while I was putting this on the table, so I had to use autofocus. And because that lens sucks, it was very loud. But as I was saying, this is my decade-old Dell Inspiron 660. It has an Intel i3 processor, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and no hard drive in it. Now, if you think the outside of this looks pretty dusty, wait till you see the inside. Here we go. Oh yeah. This thing has so much dust inside of it. The dust bunnies had dust bunnies. I've been waiting for a day to actually clean this out with something, but I wanted to use something a little bit better than canned air. So I figured this would be the perfect time to finally give this a clean after many, many years. So without any further ado, let's clean this computer. So I was gonna take this outside and film, but the moment I got it outside, it immediately started raining. So I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. Instead, I'm gonna go ahead and film me dusting this off in the basement. However, it is obviously very dangerous to have that much dust floating around, and it could be bad for your health. So if you're gonna do something like this, please wear a protective mask. This is a 3M 9501 Plus, which is designed to protect against 95% of airborne particles, including dust. All right, I've got the mask on and the air duster right here. So let's go ahead and start spraying.
Now you might be wondering why I decided to choose this really old and dusty computer as the demonstration video. And there's actually a couple reasons for that. For one, I just thought it would be really cool to watch all this dust fly around and get cleaned out of the computer. Two, this was the dustiest thing that I had on hand. I did not have anything that was dustier than this or had this much dust in every nook and cranny. Three, it gave me a purpose to actually complete this task that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, because I eventually want to build a new computer inside this case. And four, my thought process was, if it can clean out this really dusty computer, it should have zero problem cleaning out a Lego set or a collector item. The whole purpose of this video is versatility and being able to use this in multiple situations rather than just Lego sets, so I figured if it was safe to use around electronics, why not demonstrate an electronic being cleaned out? So without any further interruptions, enjoy the cleaning.
Remember that front I/O I mentioned? Well, we're gonna pop that open right now. Oh my goodness. Whew! There is just spider webs in here. It is so dusty. Still got some dust here on the back. Look at all that dust. It's a tornado of dust. And for the most part, it's pretty much completely dusted out, at least the super large dust bunnies. So all it really needs now is just a quick wipe down, and the interior will be pretty much complete. And then this just needs a wipe down too, because it's not really getting it because it's caked up on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it all down. Wipe all of this down, and look at that. It's getting a heck of a lot cleaner, that's for sure. Alrighty, I got the side panel back on and the front I/O, and I wiped it down one more time, and I am covered in dust. And there is dust all over the floor, so I need to get a vacuum and wipe it down, but I'm pretty happy I was able to go through and actually dust this down. But before we move on, I just wanted to give one more friendly reminder that if you do any type of work in dust, like if you're dusting out a computer just like this, make sure you do it in a very controlled environment or do it outside, and make sure that you are wearing facial protection. Dust is no joke. It is very bad for your lungs. Don't inhale it. But now let's move on to the next part of the video. And we have reached the final part of the video. Now, before I continue any further, I just wanted to mention that I was using this product incorrectly. So do you remember when I was unboxing this and I read the instructions and I couldn't find whether or not to actually charge this product? Well, it definitely needed charged. It has enough power out of the box to use it just for a little bit. In fact, I filmed that entire video just off the power it had when it came out of the box. But it definitely needed charging. When I was cleaning out the computer, every 5 to 10 seconds, the air duster was shutting itself off. I was not doing that. It was actually turning itself off. I put it on the charger for about 2.5 hours, and that little flashing red light turned into a solid green light, and now I can turn it on. And it just does not want to turn off. Now, I think the question you guys have all been wondering is, do I recommend this product? And I say yes. I say this is actually a very great alternative to something like canned air, because canned air does not go very far, and if you continually use canned air, it actually starts getting worse the more you use it, because once it gets cold, it just doesn't actually have that pressure anymore. So I definitely think this is a greater alternative that's gonna save you money in the long run. And the 19-in-1 kit wasn't exactly like a main spectacle, it was just a good addition to help with the cleaning alongside using this. In fact, the main reason why I bought it is because it had the microfiber towels. These microfiber towels are electronic safe, and that's basically why I wanted them. Also, one more thing that I wanted to add, earlier in the video I did mention that this has 2 pieces, and I stuck it on this like an animal. It does not go on like that, okay? Pull off the original nozzle, and then you put the other one on, okay? This one is for inflating, quote unquote. This one is for cleaning. And speaking of inflation, this actually has a secondary function, or really it's its primary function. It's to actually inflate things like air mattresses and beach balls. It just has a secondary function of being able to blow off dust and dry things off. So with all of that being said, I do heavily recommend this product. I definitely think that this would be a great item for Lego enthusiasts, collectors of any kinds, or people that are just looking for a new tool to add to their arsenal. I definitely think that this is a great option. So I thank you guys so much for making it to this part of the video, despite it being so long and kind of awkward. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on this video. And if you want to see more content like this one, or many Lego reviews that we have coming up in the future, be sure to hit that subscribe button with that bell icon to make sure that you don't miss any of these newer videos that are coming out soon. But we will see you next time.